What's going on, Jerome? So your Minnesota Vikings have a true blue quarterback of the future, pun intended, in JJ McCarthy, Dynamite. Now, the initial thought would be, okay, you're like a kid on Christmas. You just got your gift, and you just want to tear into it, right? But the whole thing about it is the Vikings have a very young franchise. Kevin O'Connell, adofo-mensah. It's almost like they have a plan. And Kevin O'Connell has been very, very adamant about bringing McCarthy along, especially since he looks like some 14-year-old kid who just had his first communion. It happens, man. But the whole thing about JJ McCarthy is, hey, he's young. Yes, just turned 21 in January. And he's probably going to need some time to acclimate to the professional game. Frankly, every single quarterback that comes in, Caleb Williams included, probably would benefit from sitting for a year. But in today's microwave society, that probably doesn't happen, but the Vikings may go against the grain in that regard and get McCarthy some dynamite coaching with Kevin O'Connell, Josh McCown, etc. And also the Vikings do have a quarterback in place that could be that bridge quarterback in Slinging Sam Darnold. And like we said a bunch, for all the reasons why it's a great spot for McCarthy, JJ, Addison, Hockenson, Darissa, O'Connell, etc. It's also a very good spot for Slinging Sam Darnold. And according to ESPN, who did up a piece, the biggest 2024 NFL post-draft questions for all 32 teams, Kevin Seifert, who's not Carl Gershman, pointed out the Vikings mentality in this. Question: when will JJ McCarthy become the Vikings starting quarterback? All indications are the Vikings will stick with their original plan to open training camp with veteran Sam Darnold as a first-team quarterback. Darnold signed a one-year contract in March, so there's no doubt McCarthy will eventually become the starter, but the team is extremely wary about rushing McCarthy, 21, onto the field. They've done studies on the risks of exposing quarterbacks before they're ready. Coach Kevin O'Connell has created a daily developmental plan that will require McCarthy to reach a series of benchmarks before there's any decision to make him quarterback one. And I think that's very smart. And also, I mean, Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell know that this is their shot. Like, there's not a lot of head coaches and GMs who come back from a failed first-round quarterback. It just usually doesn't happen. So they're betting all of their chips on this kid. And you don't even need studies. I mean, just go through the history of first-round quarterbacks, especially highly drafted ones who generally go to very poopy teams. And a lot of times they get the piss beat out of them, the confidence goes away, and they're just never right. And they're not fixable. Again, although we are banking... We are indeed banking that certainly a highly drafted quarterback who got the piss beat out of him, and hopefully that he's not ruined forever in Slinging Sam Darnold, right? Because that's the whole thing. And the Vikings, yeah, I mean, they do have decent depth behind McCarthy. I don't even think it's 100% that McCarthy's going to be QB2. And it could be a situation where Nick Mullins hangs on to that job because he's been here throughout the duration of the O'Connell regime. He showed that he can play competently last year and get the ball to JJ. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. And Sam Darnold, I'm not ready to give up on Sam Darnold, man. He's a number 3 overall pick for a reason. He was comped to Andrew Luck for a reason. And I feel like if he can take care of the rock, which is going to be objective number 1 in this offense, I mean, maybe he can hang on to it. Who really knows, man? But also, I don't rule out the possibility that McCarthy comes in, plays like Brock Purdy adjacent, is making all the throws, letting his guy shine, making good decisions, not turning the ball over. Then all of a sudden, it's just like, okay, well, he's hit all these checklists and benchmarks that we've asked of him, so we are going to roll with him as a starting job. And that wouldn't necessarily be an aspersion on Sam Darnold. Maybe McCarthy just comes in having so much experience in a pro-style offense, in a play-action-heavy offense, of being a distributor and not making mistakes that he is undeniable, which I wouldn't necessarily rule out. But with the Vikings, there isn't a rush to get him on the field before he's ready. The Vikings didn't trade up heaven and earth. They didn't mortgage the future, go get him. This isn't a veteran-laden team that needs to go all in right now with a Super Bowl window. I mean, the Vikings team, the window's wide open. To the window, to the wall. And once they extend Jefferson, I mean, they're going to have a young, feisty, amazing team who's going to be locked in here in purple a long time. So, again, we live in a microwave society, but sometimes crock pots are the way to go. Slow cook this mother, and then JJ McCarthy's going to be good to go. But like I said, I trust Kevin O'Connell in this regard because he knows that this is his best shot and maybe only shot with a young franchise quarterback. He's going to get the best coaching. He's going to be in the best environment, and he won't be on the field until he's ready. And so I love that. I absolutely do, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Vikings reportedly won't rush JJ McCarthy onto the field before he's ready. Smart. It's about time. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.